A Syrian jihadist group recently announced on Twitter their plan to demand extortion money from Syrian Christians who refuse to convert to Islam under penalty of death. This form of taxation is being justified by the group, an Al-Qaeda fringe outfit by the name of the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant under the Islamic legal concept of dhimma. Intended as a contract for taxation of non-Muslim people living under Sharia law, the ISIL intends to exact a tax of up to 17 grams of gold from every Christian man in the city of Raqqa. They are also demanding that the Christians in the eastern Syrian city adhere to certain behavioural codes regarding public displays and practice of faith. Christians living in Raqqa are also not permitted to have weapons and must adhere to any other rules imposed on them by the ISIL organisation on a day-to-day basis. Christians who refuse to comply or convert face the threat of being killed by ISIL forces. ISIL seized control of Raqqa last year and successfully repelled at least one rival attempt to retake the city since that time. The group is currently attempting to administer Raqqa as a separate Islamic state within Syria based upon its own interpretation of Sharia law. Following confirmation of the announcement tweet, the recognised Al-Qaeda satellite organisation in Syria, the Nusra Front, demanded that the smaller organisation submit itself to mediation, promising that the group will be eradicated if it does not comply. It is estimated that more than 2,000 people have been killed this year alone by rebel infighting in Syria. In 2008, former Secretary of the Navy under Bill Clinton, Richard Danzig, had the chance to interview former member of Japan's Aum Shinrikyo cult, who are currently in prison for their role in the Tokyo subway sarin gas attack in March of 1995. In an interview to Julian Morgans for Vice Media, Danzig says that after 9/11, people wondered whether terrorists would build weapons of mass destruction. Sarin gas is considered a WMD, and Danzig was curious as to how Aum Shinrikyo manufactured it. The trial he followed led him to Australia, where Danzig found that the cult was manufacturing sarin gas 2 years before the Tokyo attack. In 1993, Aum members tried to enter Australia with 2 crates of sulfuric acid. Australian authorities confiscated the crates but let the terrorist enter the country. Police later discovered 29 sheep carcasses from an Aum facility in Western Australia. Tests revealed the presence of sarin. Banking on his credentials, Danzig requested interviews with the incarcerated cult members. The Japanese government relayed his request to the cult members. Some agreed, including people active in the Aum's very real chemical weapons program, as well as their mercifully unfulfilled nuclear weapons program. Danzig refers to some of the inmates' ideas about nuclear weapons as somewhat fantastical. His interviews with the inmates revealed evidence of brainwashing techniques employed by the cult. One inmate, ex-doctor Tomomasa Nakagawa, told of being imprisoned with videos of Shinrikyo leader Shoko Ashihara, but claims to this day to be unable to feel remorse for his actions, including the participation in the Tokyo subway attack. Danzig's 2012 report on Aum Shinrikyo for the Center for a New American Security, where he serves as director, is available in PDF format at the link below. When video showing officers of the Summit County's Ohio Sheriff's Office entering several Akron area churches during services to arrest the pastors mid-sermon appeared on the web, calls began to flood the sheriff's office demanding answers. The answer they got was that the arrests were fake, staged to raise awareness of and an interest in an upcoming stage production entitled Defending the Faith. Sheriff Steve Barry has agreed to allow his deputies to participate in the ruse as an act of goodwill. The 4 deputies, 2 of which were on duty at the time, were accompanied by a film crew from Cleveland-based Kaz Radio Television Network. However, in order to garner realistic reactions, members of the congregations were not alerted to the stunt beforehand. The pastors were then handcuffed and placed in awaiting patrol cars for the benefit of the still rolling cameras. When asked about the taxpayer-funded entanglement of government and religion, Sheriff Barry said, I feel we have an obligation to the community as part of our community policing and community relations. It took nothing away from their assignments, and it was a good way to continue building relationships.